So as both sides make their way onto the pitch for Millwall's second home game in the First Division. A great reception for Millwall Football Club, who surely face their stiffest test to date in the First Division, taking on Merseyside giants Everton. Just run through both sides for you. Millwall are unchanged from the side that beat Charlton last Saturday. In goal, Brian Horn. Fullbacks, Dennis Salmon and Ian Dawes. Centre-backs, Steve Wood and Alan McCleary. The midfield will be made up of Terry Hurlock, Les Briley, George Lawrence and Kevin O'Callaghan. And the forward line, Teddy Sheringham and Tony Cascarino. Run through the Everton side. In goal, Neville Southall. Played a wonderful game for Wales in midweek. Their fullbacks, Neil MacDonald and Neil Poynton. At the centre of the defence will be Ian Snowden and Dave Watson. The midfield made up of Peter Reid, Stuart McCall, Kevin Sheedy and Adrian Heath, in for the injured Pat Nevin. And the strikers, Graham Sharp and Tony Cottee. Millwall throw, George Lawrence finds Hurlock. Back to Solomon, gets the cross in. But it's cleared by Neil MacDonald. Kevin O'Callaghan failing to get on the end of it. So now it's Dawes, plays in the cross, looking for Sheringham. Snowden heading it behind for a corner. So O'Callaghan with the corner. Sheringham attempting to get the header in, and Lawrence tries a shot. Lawrence still with the ball, finds Sheringham with the shot. Oh, and an excellent save from Southall, from Teddy Sheringham. But the danger's not over yet. That's Sheringham once again on the end of it, gets the cross in. But it's McCall now, bringing the ball away for Everton. Finds Heath wide on the right. Everton on the break here. Cottee going through the centre. And it's Cottee who finds the ball, but he loses control of it. But then manages to regain it in the tackle, tries to find Heath. But it's Reid now on Everton's left. The action switching from one end to the other, one sweeping move. But Sheedy's little chip failing to find Peter Reid. And now it's Sheringham and Cascarino. But tidied up by the Everton England international centre-half, Dave Watson. So as Everton slow it down a little bit, gather their thoughts. A couple of good chances for Millwall. As Hurlock tries to get the ball clear for Everton. An awfully late tackle there from Stuart McCall on the Millwall captain Les Briley. But the tough competitor that Les Briley is, he gets up, shrugs it off, gets on with the game. Looking for Sheringham. He manages to get the header in. And MacDonald has to head it back to Southall. Well, it certainly wasn't a great deal in that. Cottee winning the ball in the air and getting it through to Sheedy in the end, who shoots just wide of Brian Horn's goal. But Brian Horn off his line very quickly there, narrowing the angle, forcing Sheedy to shoot wide. But definitely one or two very good chances falling Everton's way in the last 5 minutes. Sure, John Docherty would be hoping that his back four could tighten things up a little bit. They seem to be finding quite a lot of space down Millwall's right-hand side. Dennis Solomon under a great deal of pressure at right back. And Sharp once again finds Cottee, but the linesman flags it offside. The ball forward by Wood, looking for Lawrence. Solomon for Millwall. His through ball going astray. As Everton come forward now. Adrian Heath failing to get past Les Briley. It's now Kevin O'Callaghan for Millwall, breaking on the Millwall left. Has to slow things up a little bit, brings Ian Dawes into the game. He hoists across in, looking for Hurlock. Hurlock gets the ball back, but only as far as McCall. And little Tony Cotty once again offside. Well, as yet, the two big central defenders of Millwall managing to catch Cotty offside 4 or 5 times in the first half, but that certainly is a dangerous game to play with such a nippy player as Cotty. As they get the crossing now to Cascarino's header, and he scored! Tony Cascarino from a George Lawrence cross puts Millwall in the lead. Well, that all came from the free kick by Wood, found George Lawrence on the Millwall right. He gets the cross into Tony Cascarino, puts Millwall 1 up. Millwall 1, Everton 0. Well, Millwall just get better and better in the First Division. The goal coming as just about 25 minutes gone. And as you can imagine, a very happy crowd now at the Den. Well, Tony Cascarino, nicknamed the Ice Cream Man by Jack Charlton in the European Championships, puts Millwall 1 goal to the good. But now it's Everton with a free kick. Chips it through, looking for Watson, but easily dealt with by Brian Horn. Well, what a start to their First Division career by Millwall. As they go forward once again, Hurlock looking for Sheringham. Hurlock almost getting the ball back. And in the end, Poynton getting the ball to his keeper, Neville Southall. Well, Millwall going forward at every opportunity, playing like a team in form, which is exactly what they are. Made a fine start to their careers in the First Division. But Everton looking for a quick equaliser. They can't find a way through, as Cascarino, the goal scorer, is back defending for Millwall, but he only gets it away to Sheedy. But Briley, as ever, an inspiration in the middle of the park, wins the ball, gets it out to the right to Lawrence. The crowd urging him forward. He tries to bring Solman into the game, but the forward pass just overhit slightly. O'Callaghan now for Millwall. Gets past his man, then is unceremoniously brought to the ground. Adrian Heath, the culprit. The cross comes across for Millwall. Hurlock wins it in the air. Adrian Heath gets the ball forward for Everton, only as far now as Hurlock in the middle of the park, battling away. Dawes now, looking to get the cross in. Looking for Cascarino and Lawrence, and Southall has to punch it clear. That throw into Millwall. Cascarino on the edge of the box, gets the ball over Poynton, back to Cascarino now, doesn't get the cross in. Unfortunately for Everton, Southall down as Kevin O'Callaghan was closing in. Millwall about to make a substitution. Right back Solman going off. He has been limping for about the last 10 or 12 minutes. So I think it's an injury has resulted in Dennis Salmon being taken off and being replaced by number 12, Keith Stevens, as Everton take the free kick. Handball by Dave Watson, not spotted by the referee. Spotted by about 19,000 Millwall supporters, though. So Heath looking to get Everton forward. Looking for Watson. Watson gets the header in over the bar. Well, Keith Stevens replacing Dennis Salmon at right back. Straight swap there. Keith played 34 first-team matches last season, so he's going to slot in quite nicely, I would imagine, to fit into a team that's doing very well as Cascarino breaks again. Gets a better Snowden and shoots! Well, Cascarino so close to making it 2-0, but the referee had call play back. Cascarino marginally offside, as was Tony Cottee. Cascarino finds Sheringham, plays it back to Briley, and he tries to find O'Callaghan, but it's tidied up neatly by Neil MacDonald. The ball pumped forward by Wood. Cascarino and MacDonald race for the ball, and Everton throw. No, indeed, it's a goal kick, just going out of play before Cascarino could get his foot to the ball. Sheringham now. Got Lawrence on the right, but he finds Cascarino. Sheringham moves into the centre. Cascarino looking to get the cross in, but it goes behind for a goal kick. Everton with the free kick. Hurlock gets the ball away. Another inspired performance from Terry Hurlock. Now it's O'Callaghan breaking on the Millwall left. And in the end, it's Neil MacDonald that puts it out for a throw-in, as Millwall apply even more pressure to the Everton goal. Adrian Heath for Everton, looking for Graham Sharp, breaking down the middle, Horns off his line. And just to clear the trouble now, Lawrence for Millwall, finds Sheringham on the right. A lovely pass from George Lawrence. He's got Cascarino right across the goal. He tries to put Lawrence in once again. Lawrence shoots. It's off the post, and Cascarino scores his second goal. It's Millwall 2, Everton 0. What a wonderful move, started by George Lawrence, found Teddy Sheringham wide on the right-hand side. He completed his run, tried to find Lawrence. As he did, Lawrence shot, hit the post, and Cascarino was in like a flash to make it Millwall 2, Everton 0. Well, what a story this is. Millwall came up as second division champions. For the first time ever, they're playing in the first division, and nobody can compete with them. Reid now looking to get Everton moving forward, but the ball straight back with Horn. Well, the crowd is jubilant here. Surely in their wildest imaginations, they couldn't have imagined they'd be leading Everton, stalwarts of the first division, 2-0. with just over 35 minutes gone in the first half. And they're going forward once again. Cascarino, what a game he's having on the left-hand side for Millwall. And he wins a corner. Stirring stuff from Millwall. The corner comes across, but Everton get it clear. Tony Cottee, a lone man up front, must think he's back at West Ham. Ball forward once again. Cut out there by Snowden. Just as well, Lawrence was lurking once again. Briley and Woods combining to get the ball clear for Millwall, trying to bring Sheringham into the game. Sheedy now, a poor pass from him, finds Cascarino. Kevin O'Callaghan now gets the cross in, a bit long, but Lawrence getting on the end of this one, chips it back over the top. Well, what a fine first half performance from Millwall. So the long throw, looking for Sharp, he gets it back, but McCall wasn't able to get on the end of it, and it's another throw-in to Everton. Once again to be taken by Neil Poynton. The long throw, headed clear by Millwall. A defensive slip there, they chipped across, looking for Dave Watson by Adrian Heath. Watson again, headed clear by Keith Stevens. But it's still not clear. McCall chipping it in, and Horn finally claims the ball for Millwall, and the danger over for the London club. Well, there was no doubt about it, the defence looking in some disarray there, as Adrian Heath managed to get in a couple of crosses looking for Dave Watson. But in the end, all of South London rests easy as Millwall clear the ball, keep their 2-0 lead intact. Callahan pumps the ball forward into space, but no Millwall man there. And immediately played forward by Everton, looking for Sharp. But after a shaky couple of minutes, the Millwall defence seem to have pulled themselves together as they go forward now. Callahan looking for Sheringham, a fine header by Sheringham. Stephen taking the ball well on his chest there, and the pressure from Cottee. Briley now for Millwall. McCall going in hard in the centre of the park. Then Sheringham getting in on the action, and the referee trying to calm things down. There's McCall, and Sheringham getting a little excited, and he gives the free kick the way of Everton. Put forward by Dave Watson, looking for Sharp. He lets it run for Cottee. Oh, Cottee unable to get a shot in. Well, we're coming up towards the end of the first half now, and barring a couple of shaky moments 5 or 6 minutes ago, Millwall have dominated the first 45 minutes, as their 2-goal lead suggests. Reid and Sheedy getting a little mixed up, but Sheedy manages to keep possession, brings McDonald into the play, but he can't find one of his teammates. Heath now. But that's it. The referee blows the whistle for half-time, and what a fabulous 45 minutes for Millwall. They go in at half-time leading by 2-0, both scored by the ice cream man Tony Cascarino. George Lawrence playing important parts in both goals, crossing for the first, getting a shot in which came off the post, allowing Cascarino to hit in the rebound for the second. A fine opening 45 minutes for Millwall, and they're cheered off the pitch by an appreciative crowd here at the Den. The score at half-time, Millwall 2, Everton 0. Lawrence now for Millwall. Loses out to McCall. McCall finds Heath and turn to Sharp. And they combine to bring McDonald into the game. But Hurlock closed down both players very quickly. Stephen getting the ball away for Millwall, only as far as Lawrence, who's thrown to the ground by Poynton. And Millwall win a free kick. Well, it's a somewhat scrappy second half, but now Cascarino for Millwall, he's through, he shoots, and it's only just wide from Tony Cascarino. Got away well from his marker. Dave Watson turned him beautifully and shot just wide of Neville Southall's goal. Well, that'll give the Millwall side a much-needed boost after a somewhat shaky start to the second half. So just about 10 minutes gone in the second half. But it's Cotty now, breaking forward for Everton. Cotty's right through, but Horn off his line quickly, taking the ball off the feet of Tony Cotty. Nice little move there by Cotty, though. Well, just over 10 minutes gone, and Everton definitely starting the better of the two sides, but Millwall stepping up the tempo a little bit, trying to get themselves back into the match, a match that they lead by 2-1. Dawes trying to get the cross in, but Watson heads it clear only as far as Lawrence, who finds Cascarino onto Sheringham. Hurlock shoots, fine save by Southall, and then Sheringham had an open goal, and Neville Southall managed to palm the ball away once again. Well, really, that was a fine chance for Millwall to extend the lead to 3-1. Very good shot from Terry Hurlock, fine save from Southall, who was on the ground. Sheringham only had to chip the keeper. The ball would have fallen into an empty goal. A weak shot from Sheringham, and Southall was managed to palm the ball away. Finds Sheedy, who in turn brings Heath into the action on the Everton right-hand side. McDonald. Sheedy moving into a forward position down the centre, and he finds him. They force back. Snowden now chips the ball forward, but no Everton forward anywhere near that pass, and Horn never under any pressure. And it's Cascarino now for Millwall. Takes that ball very well from Poynton. Finds Lawrence, who gets the cross in. And that rebounds off the Everton defender for a corner. Well, although Everton possibly shading the second half, Millwall constantly look a threat when coming forward. And the ball with O'Callaghan. Now he's got Dawes. Dawes getting the better of McDonald, gets his cross in. But McDonald managing to get in the way of it, and Reid heading it out for a throw-in to be taken by Kevin O'Callaghan as Millwall sustain the pressure on the Everton box. Riley bringing Wood into the action. He hoists in across to Cascarino. No, but his header lacking any kind of power or direction. Safely going behind for a goal kick. McCall looking for Cotty, but Wood calmly clears the ball for Millwall, finding Lawrence and some space on the right-hand side. Well, he's got Stephen to his right, but now it's Sheringham. Oh, and Sheringham shoots just wide. Well, there was certainly some fortune in the way that the ball found Sheringham, but nevertheless, he took the ball down well and shoots just wide. Indeed, Southall getting a touch on it. Sheringham denied once more by Neville Southall. 2 fine chances in the second half falling to Teddy Sheringham. But it's still Millwall looking for that third goal, and Cascarino getting on the end of that header, but gently looping into the arms of Neville Southall. It's Lawrence for Millwall, taking on Pat Vanden Hauwe. He wins the throw. Well, there can be no doubt about it, this will be a fine victory for Millwall should they hold on for the final few minutes of the second half. And as they continue to go forward, there is every possibility of them doing so. Lawrence now tries a shot, well wide, well over the bar. But some more time passes by. Millwall get even closer to a famous victory here at the Den in the First Division against one of the giants of British football, Everton. Only as far as Pat Vanden Hauwe. A high ball into the box. McDonald with a great deal of space on the right. Plays in a first-time ball. Headed clear by Wood. Up the centre to Sheringham, who tries to get it upfield to waste more precious minutes. And this crowd anticipating the final whistle. What a celebration, what a cheer there's going to be when referee Stevens finally blows the whistle to signify the end of this match. But they refuse to defend, they come forward once again. Cascarino battling in the middle of the park. Sheringham finds Carter wide on the right. He's got O'Callaghan. Sheringham asking for it, but he plays in a cross, and no Millwall player had made the run into the box. Well, the crowd suggesting to referee Stevens that the 90 minutes are up. Forward by McDonald, a vain, hopeless run from Tony Cottee as the ball finds its way to Millwall keeper Horn. Well, Tony Cottee hasn't really featured in this game. Made a fine start to the season, but the Millwall defence have coped with him particularly well this afternoon. As O'Callaghan brings the ball forward, gets past McDonald, who brings them to the ground. Well, I'm sure that Millwall will take their time over this free kick. O'Callaghan now inside to Dawes, try to find Sheringham. Vanden Hauwe plays the ball forward once again. Nice pass to O'Callaghan. A cheeky little back heel to Dawes. Cries of "Olé" off every pass. A true party atmosphere here at the Den. And so this should be. What a fabulous start to the season by Millwall. It's looking more and more like 3 victories, 1 draw, undefeated in the First Division. And they are! Referee Stevens blows the final whistle. What a jubilant crowd. Every man, woman and child here celebrating a great victory for Millwall. Chance of easy go up round the Den. Millwall 2, Everton 1. Goals from Cascarino in the first half, giving them the platform for a deserved and super victory here in South London. Everton's consolation goal, well, a somewhat scrappy affair, eventually going in off a Millwall defender for an own goal, but that will soon be forgotten as people celebrate a great victory here at the Den. Millwall unbeaten after 4 games in the First Division, proving all of their critics wrong, sitting proudly towards the top of Division 1. Millwall 2, Everton 1.